Hello everyone, welcome to another amazing tutorial where I'm going to be teaching you how you can create a visually appealing, creative design using just your smartphone alone. Right now, you might have noticed I am that type of designer who loves to, you know, add a little bit of storytelling to my designs, be it for a church or a brand or whatever the case might be, right? And even in my carousels as well that I post on my Instagram page, right? And of course, if you want to check out my Instagram page, you can simply just search for the Shalom Hub, and then you find every tips and tricks there is on my Instagram page. You can find carousels that can actually help you build your career as a designer, right? So that aside, basically now I was given a team, right, for my church. And now the name of the series, or the topic of the series, is the secret of life, right? So I got thinking, okay, what direction could possibly debate this particular topic, that when you get to see it, you can actually have a picture or a glimpse of what is to be talked about, right? I invention, or part of the things I envisioned was the fact that okay, I could get a door that could spawn around this place right here, something like this, and have a doorknob as well, just to depict the door being opened, right? So of course, pardon my my sketching, right? Just to give you a mental picture of what I had going on, right? So what I thought was to have a background that could depict something new, something fresh, something calming, or something relieving, right? So I imagine the background at the when you open the door, you get to go outside, right? So I imagine the background having some sort of a serene environment. You could have what's it called, trees and leaves that are really good, and something that gives a sort of like a summer vibe, right? So and then I thought to myself that, oh, okay, the topic, or the title of the series could be position in the door, that is the secret of life. And then what I did was to simply go to Pinterest and other websites that I pretty much talk about, and I actually did make a carousel about my favorite website on my Instagram. You can do it to check it out as well. So first thing I'm going to do is to first bring up the background that I found. So I promise this tutorial is going to be very quick, right? So of course, you know me, I love going straight to the point. I actually do not like wasting time in my videos, because time is money, time is everything actually. All right, so I had this background, I had it's placed around here, right? And the next thing I'll always do is to have it locked up, so I don't have it moving all over the place, right? So the next thing I will do is to bring in the door as well. I'm going to just scale up, not so much. I'm just going to scale up like this. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to simply, like I said, I said I was going to have the details here, the time, date, and everything, the logo here as well, and then the serene environment with the birds and everything, the sky and all of that, right? So but next thing I'm going to do is to first of all bring in those details that I talked about. So just basically walking you through the creative process and the thoughts behind why I went for this direction, right? There is something I found out, is that when you're doing designs for, be it a brand or a church or anything, your design should be able to communicate to even the in quotes, the lame mind, right? Now when I mean the lame mind, I don't mean someone who is dull. I mean someone who isn't even a creative, as it were. Someone who just doesn't have anything to do with creativity or doesn't have anything to do with design. The person should be able to see your work and be able to relate with it, right? So that's one thing I found out that makes you stand out as a good designer, right? So the next thing I'm going to do is to simply think, okay, I've locked it up. Is to simply, bring up the text. That is the topic for the series, which is the secret of life. I already had that typed up. Now, basically, this looks weird, right? Because of the doorknobs and the text and everything. Of course, the secret of life, I used the perspective tool to, make sure it, follows suit with the same angle as the door right here, right? But of course, I have a mini video on that talks about how you can use the perspective tool. You can do it to check it out on my YouTube shorts, so that you can be able to get the general idea of what was done behind the scene. Now basically what I want to do right here is to first of all give an impression that the secret of life, which is the topic, is behind this doorknob right here. So what I went ahead to do was to simply cut out that doorknob from the main door itself, which is what I'm going to pull up right here, and I'm going to scale it up to match the previous doorknob. So basically we're given an illusion that the secret of life is behind the doorknob. That's what we're particularly doing, right? So that being done, I'm going to lock it up. Now next thing I'm going to do is to add a little bit of drop shadow to give it a little bit of realism, right? Like I said, we are creating an illusion to make people think that the secret of life was behind the doorknob, right, and not on top of it, right? So I'm just going to make a few tweaks like this, nothing too serious, something like this. Alright, this is good. And next thing I'm going to do is to reduce the intensity of the drop shadow, and I'm going to increase the blur radius to give it that realism I'm looking for. So that's for that. Now that's been done. Next thing I'm going to do is go to that same doorknob. I'm going to highlight it, and then next thing I'm going to do is simply going to just come right here to color filter, and I'm going to drop the saturation quite a bit, just to make it match with the door, or the color of the door as it were. So I'm tweak the brightness a bit to see what it gives, right? So something like this is good, and then I will just bump up the contrast quite a bit, like so, and there we go, right? So now next thing I'm going to do is the secret of life is what aligns to the perspectives of the door. Now we've been able to fix the secret of life to create an illusion whereby it's behind the doorknob, right? Now the next thing we're going to do is to create an illusion whereby the secret of life is sort of crested on door itself, right? So now how we're going to achieve that is simply going to the door elements, and we're going to just copy it, aligned right with the previous door. Now what I'm going to do is to simply ensure that the door is directly over the text that we have here, right? So, and then what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to go to erase color right here. I'm going to enable it, and I'm going to pick the eyedropper tool. I'm just going to sample any color from the door, just like this. Any color at all is fine. We'll do the trick. We're going to click on this, and then we should start having something like this. The next thing I'm going to do is bump up the tolerance till I have something, something like this. just like so, all right. So basically I only want this effect to affect the text, the theme, or the topic, so what the case may be, the secret of life, right? I don't want it to affect other elements that we have here, like the logo and the name of the Sentinel, right? So basically what I'm going to do is simply move all those details up. I'm going to move those, yeah, and then as you can see, it's only affecting the secret of life and nothing else. Now after this has been done, next thing I'm going to do is simply add up a little bit of feather, so ensure that these details, they pop, right? They pop right out of the background or what we have going on underneath, right? So what I'm going to do is to bring up a shape, and then I'm just going to scale it up like this to take it up to the top, and then I'm going to simply go to gradients, and then I'm just going to, if I can't find the gradient I'm looking for, I can click on this, and then what I'm simply going to do is click on this button to reverse it. Then we're just going to click on OK. So I'm just going to have this over right here, and then what I'm simply going to do is to take it to be behind the details. So as you can see, the details pop more than the way it was before. So little tweak makes the best difference, right? Just something to note. And then that being done, next I'm going to do is, we're pretty much done with the design. Next what I'm going to do is to simply go to gallery, and then I'm going to bring in another elements that I used for the design. So I'm going to bring in this particular key that I downloaded off Pinterest, and I'm going to simply take it, or flip it or mirror it to the other side, and I'm going to simply just tweak. I'm going to do a little tweak to it, right? So I'm just going to do something like this. I'm going to rotate it a little bit so it gives the illusion of it's being part of the door, right? So I'm going to zoom in tightly rather, and then I'm just going to have this done. Now next thing I'm going to do is simply go over to color filters, and then I'm going to simply drop down the saturation just like this to sort of match the saturation of the door. So this is good. Check the brightness a bit to see what we get. Alright, so I'm just going to check the contrast a bit as well to make it pop. Alright, that looks good. So next thing I'm going to do is simply come to my shadows. I'm going to enable it. Now that's too much, but I'm going to fix that in a bit, and this looks fine. So I'm just going to zoom out, and then we have this. Next thing I'm going to do is simply go over to my gallery and bring in the picture of the Saint Man, and there we have it, guys. As simple as that, we are done with the design on Pixellab. Now the next thing I did was to simply take this same design. What I did was to save it, and I simply took it to PS Touch, and I added a little bit of realism to this place right here. The reason be because when I had it in mind, or I thought to myself that if you're opening a door to a new atmosphere or a new life, as it or if you're trying to unveil a secret or to life, as the case may be right here, we've seen that movie whereby you have this illusion of light rays, right, coming up as you open the door, So that was what, you know, triggered the light rays you're seeing right here that I went to apply on PS Touch. And then after doing those, I took the design to Lightroom to give it a little bit of crisp and a little bit of pop and a little bit of textures to sort of, you know, make everything look tighter and cleaner. And you know, it's resulted to this beautiful piece you're seeing right here on your screen. So that will be all for this particular tutorial. Do it to, you know, follow through, do it to comment your thoughts, do it to tell me what you think. And you know, welcome new subscribers. For those who has not yet subscribed to my channel, you can do it, you know, subscribe. It's completely free actually. Yeah, you can subscribe and then you can tell your friends about it. You can tell your friends about my channel. You know, you could tell them, hey, I found a channel where you can actually use your phone to do crazy and amazing designs. You know, you could just do it, check it out, right? So I believe that'll be all for now. You know, you get to, you know, receive designs and design tutorials from me and tips as well on my YouTube shows every now and then. So that'll be all. Bye for now, guys.